Pearson Edexcel GCSE 9-1 Mathematics 2nd edition builds on the best of our well-loved series, your feedback and an independent research study to engage your students, boost their mathematical confidence and give them the best preparation for GCSE and beyond. The first edition of Pearson's GCSE Maths course has been in classrooms since 2015 and is used in 1,700 schools. The new edition has been purposefully updated based on feedback from thousands of teachers and students, as well as a 2-year independent impact study on our Key Stage 3 and GCSE resources to make what works even better. An independent research study with the Institute of Education, UCL, about the effectiveness of our Edexcel GCSE 9-1 mathematics resources collected evidence including most Key Stage 3 and Key Stage 4 students felt confident, challenged and engaged when studying maths. Teachers felt that the resources thoroughly covered the national curriculum and helped students progress well to the next key stage. Teachers felt that the resources prepared students well for problem solving, reasoning and fluency. Teachers have told us that the GCSE maths resources build that understanding, they show them things in different ways. The resources help you differentiate much more effectively in the classroom, which helps with their confidence. And students do say, "I like maths" a lot more than they used to. Maths progress has obviously contributed to that. This series of videos will take a closer look at the whole series. There is a lot to see and we don't want you to miss a thing. So what's in the suite of resources? In this diagram you can see what's available in the full 2nd edition GCSE course. The new 4-book model student books, in both print and online forms, have even more practice and the books are a more manageable size. There is a full range of digital teaching and learning resources available through Active Learn. We've updated and improved the whole Active Learn service to align with the new student books, and we're also adding in some extra new digital content. And then we also have the 2 Purposeful Practice books, which provide students with yet more practice and can be used at home for independent study as well as in the classroom. Let's take a look in more detail. All of the resources from the original series have been updated for the 2nd edition and the Active Learn service has been improved. We have also added a range of new resources and updated features. New features include 4 new front of class books and active books with links to PowerPoints, worksheets, videos, animations and homework activities. 254 brand new editable and printable homework worksheets linked to each master lesson. 30 new videos in addition to the hundreds of videos we had previously. 120 new online auto-marked mixed exercise activities. 50 graspable math interactives to accompany a range of topics. We have also updated the Active Learn exercise structure and student resources area, which makes videos and homework worksheets easier to find and use for students and teachers. The 4,000 plus online auto-marked homework activities have been updated to remedy bugs and glitches, and the assessments and online mark books now align specifically to the 2nd edition. The interactive scheme of work structure now allows even more flexibility with the ability to rearrange the scheme at lesson level. The student books are available as front of class and active book versions as well as print. We've really focused on improving the digital experience. Here you can find all of the teacher books, student books, exercises and resources. This area has been improved. Videos and homework worksheets are easier to find and use for students and teachers. Teachers can now allocate the 400 plus videos directly to students and share via Google Classroom or Microsoft Teams. Activities have been linked to the lessons in the course and labelled with steps to show level of demand. Pearson's Key Stage 3 and GCSE resources have a unique unit structure. A series of master lessons teach the fundamental knowledge and skills. After master lessons, students take a quick informal check-up test to check how they're doing and decide which topics they need to strengthen or extend. The strengthen lessons are designed to give students extra practice and support for areas where they are less confident. Students who feel confident with the topics move on to extend, which gives them an opportunity to apply and develop the maths they learnt in the unit in different situations. The unit ends with the unit test, which gives students another, this time slightly more formal, opportunity to check their progress. For this edition of GCSE, we have also added a test-ready section in the run-up to the unit test. The idea of this section is to encourage students to learn and revise independently and develop an awareness of good exam technique. To help your GCSE students master maths with confidence, differentiation is embedded within the structure of each unit in the student books. This enables students to personalise their learning and get the right level of support to strengthen their understanding and progress. As well as keeping the familiar unit structure, we have also kept changes to the overall sequencing of the books to an absolute minimum compared to the 2015 edition. All units are in the same order and there is an almost one-to-one match between lessons, so you won't need to change your overall scheme of work. Let's take a look in more detail at the features of the course. This is a master lesson. Master lessons teach the fundamental knowledge and skills. The first lesson of each unit contains a link to a prior knowledge check. For people with a digital version of the book, they can click on the hotspot on the page. People with only the printed version can still access the content through the QR codes in the contents list. The prior knowledge check runs students through all the relevant prerequisite content to make sure they are ready to start the unit. This is great for diagnosing gaps in knowledge. This is one of the new features of the second edition. These hotspots link to the prior knowledge quiz and prior knowledge worksheet for students who need extra practice. Each lesson starts with a list of objectives and links to relevant homework content. There are 254 brand new, editable and printable homework worksheets linked to each master lesson. The homework worksheets check understanding and provide skills practice of what's been taught in the lesson. There are also online homework exercises. You can now link to homework from each lesson. You can find out more about homework in the homework video. Each lesson also contains hotspots linking to starter and deep learning activities. There are warm-up questions at the start of each lesson which are designed to develop mathematical fluency. All questions have been reviewed and updated throughout the second edition to improve progression and pacing. Questions have been tagged to clearly identify whether they are problem-solving, reasoning, reflect or future skills. Split zooms can be used to view larger versions of questions and display or hide their answers. Hints next to questions contain relevant help when students need it. A new feature in the second edition are the foundation and higher crossover bars. These blue bars can be found at the sides of the pages and indicate common content between foundation and higher tiers, so will be really helpful when making tiering decisions. If a student is confidently answering crossover questions in the foundation book, then maybe they will be able to do higher. Or if someone in the higher book is struggling to get beyond the crossover questions, they would be better off with foundation. You will also find hotspots to animations, worked example videos, graspable math activities. The course will include around 50 graspable math interactives to accompany a range of topics. Students and teachers can use the interactives to manipulate equations, helping to solve them and to learn and teach techniques for solving them. Key points explain key concepts and definitions. Step-by-step worked examples demonstrate how to answer some of the most common types of questions and demonstrate how to use all the required methods. Exam-style questions are included throughout the books. There are over 1,000 in total. These have been newly updated to exactly match the content and style of the real GCSE exams based on reviewing all the live papers so far. Exam tips point out common errors and help students use good exam technique. Future skills questions are new and are relevant to preparing students for life after GCSE. These are contextual questions that are usually either relevant to a particular type of employment or life skills. This helps meet one of the Ofsted framework requirements on preparing for life beyond GCSE. The overall page design has been updated to be simpler, making it more accessible and more suitable for SEND students. All of the resources, including videos, can be linked to from the page, and also the Active Learn exercise structure and student resources area, making them easy to find and use and to allocate to students. All activities are linked to lessons in the course and labelled with steps to show level of demand. After Master, students take a quick informal check-up test to check how they're doing and decide which topics they need to strengthen or extend. Check-up is split into sections according to topic and always ends with the same reflect question. Were you mostly just guessing, feeling doubtful or confident? This gets students to properly assess how they are doing for each topic. And then a challenge to stretch anyone who's got to the end with time to spare. For topics that students need extra practice and support on, they do the Strengthen section. Strengthen is split up into the same topics as Checkup. Students only do the bits of Strengthen that they struggled with in the Checkup. Questions are more scaffolded than similar questions in master lessons to provide extra support. There are extra hints to assist with some questions, and links to deep learning activities. Students who feel confident with the topics move on to Extend, which gives them an opportunity to apply and develop the maths they learned in the unit in different situations. There are lots of problem-solving, reasoning and exam-style questions. There are also links to deep learning activities and videos. In some higher Extend sections, there are new Working Towards A-Level boxes. These questions take familiar ideas and techniques from the unit and extend them by applying them to the styles of questions that are more typical of AS and A-Level exam papers. Students who enjoy tackling these questions might want to consider taking A-Level maths. Accompanying boxes explain some of the ways that A-Level differs from GCSE. This feature helps meet one of the Ofsted framework requirements around preparing students for future education. The unit ends with the unit test, which gives students another, this time slightly more formal opportunity to check their progress. The unit test consists entirely of exam-style questions with marks assigned. It always ends with a challenge and a reflect question to get students to reflect on their understanding of the unit as a whole. For this edition of GCSE, we have also added a new Test Ready section to be completed in the run-up to the unit test. The idea of this section is to encourage students to learn and revise independently and to develop an awareness of good exam technique. It's an opportunity for students to pause and make sure that they are ready for the unit test. Test Ready is made up of two sections. Students use the summary of key points to identify areas of the unit that need more practice, developing their ability to learn and revise independently. The questions on the sample student answers familiarise students with what constitutes good exam technique. They can then apply this to questions in the unit test. We believe that everyone should have the opportunity to enjoy exploring maths. That's why all our Pearson Maths resources work together to help you equip your students with what they need to progress and take their next steps with confidence. Pearson has a focus on confidence, fluency, reasoning and problem solving all the way from Key Stage 2 to Key Stage 4. Key Stage 2 Power Maths is the only mastery programme aligned with White Rose Maths and specifically written by leading UK mastery specialists to match the 2014 national curriculum. At Key Stage 3, Maths Progress follows the same approach to mastering the mathematics within the national curriculum that students will have met at Key Stage 2, making the primary to secondary transition as smooth as possible. Maths Progress 2nd edition, Key Stage 3, has already been updated in a very similar way to the GCSE 2nd edition, taking the same approach in its content and structure and across a similar range of components. This is a page from Key Stage 3 Maths Progress, which shows that the structure, which you can see at the top of each unit, is also the same. Our Key Stage 4 series follows the same approach and unique unit structure as Maths Progress at Key Stage 3 and has been designed and reviewed by the same series editors, giving students a consistent teaching and learning approach right through to GCSE. Mixed exercises bring together topics to help students practice applying different techniques to a range of question types as required in GCSE exams. These are new to the 2nd edition. One particular challenge that students face in exams is that they are not usually told which concepts or techniques to use in order to answer any particular question. The mixed exercises have been designed to specifically address this by purposely not having the questions ordered by topic. This means that students are forced to identify what the question is asking as well as how to answer it. The mixed exercises contain a very high proportion of problem-solving, reasoning and exam-style questions. There are 3 mixed exercises per student book, which amounts to 1 mixed exercise every 3 or 4 units. In addition to the mixed exercises within the student books, there are also auto-marked mixed exercise activities as part of the online homework, which are linked to via a hotspot at the top of the page. There are 120 new online auto-marked mixed exercise activities in the second edition. We have added even more homework to the GCSE second edition. There are 254 brand new, editable and printable homework worksheets. In addition, we have updated all 4,000 plus online auto-marked homework activities to remedy any bugs and glitches. You can now link to both online homework exercises and printable worksheets from each lesson to help you check understanding and provide skills practice of what's been taught in the lesson. There are online homework exercises for every master, strengthen, check-up test and unit test. Our schemes of work follow the teaching order of the Pearson Edexcel schemes of work and have been matched to our teaching resources. Our interactive schemes of work are free for anyone to use, although many of the resources will not be available without a full Active Learn subscription. The interactive schemes of work have been designed to be totally flexible and tailored to the way you want to teach for 2- and 3-year Key Stage 3 and GCSE courses. A 5-year scheme of work for second edition will follow. The Key Stage 3 Maths Progress and GCSE second editions have the same structure. Reordering the course to match your own schemes is easy. You can drag each section into the order you want. This flexibility is now available at lesson level. Prerequisite teaching points are flagged to you. Timing shows how much time is allocated to each lesson and unit. You can view your plan by year, term or lesson and access all related teaching, learning and assessment materials. You can download or print your customised scheme. If you have Active Learn service, you can open resources directly from the scheme of work and access teacher-to-teacher videos. Progress and Assess is a suite of progression tools and materials as part of the full Active Learn service, making ours the only GCSE maths series to have fully aligned, high-quality assessments with accurate built-in data reporting and a GCSE-ready approach. Designed to suit your needs, the suite can support your existing progress tracking methods or provide a complete solution. It includes over 76 assessments for both tiers of GCSE. Progress and Assess includes baseline tests, editable end-of-unit, end-of-term and end-of-year assessments that mimic the style of Pearson Edexcel GCSE 9-1 exams, separate calculator and non-calculator papers with mark schemes, online mark books for tracking and reporting which provide RAG status and indicative 9-1 grades for question level or total marks results, a problem-solving pack, student progression charts, the progression scale and map, Assessment Builder, available as an additional subscription, allows additional flexibility to custom build tests and mark schemes and provides best practice assessment guidance on spread of marks and ramping of questions. All of the assessments and online mark books align specifically to the second edition. The assessment pack can also be bought as a separate subscription. A new kind of maths practice book. Purposeful Practice books are non-write-in practice books based on cutting-edge approaches and are designed to really consolidate knowledge, deepen understanding and build confidence. The Purposeful Practice books follow exactly the same course sequence as the main GCSE student books, with a one-to-one match between lessons so that students can continue their practice at home or at school seamlessly. Designed specifically to consolidate knowledge and boost confidence, they are ideal resources to support students following the recent disruption in learning. Each lesson within Purposeful Practice is split up into 3 parts. Green Purposeful Practice. Use minimal variation to build understanding in small steps which consolidate students' knowledge. These questions can't be answered by rote, make connections to prior knowledge, develop students' thinking skills, target specific concepts where practice is particularly helpful. Each set of Purposeful Practice questions ends with a reflect question, which makes students aware of their understanding, shows teachers what students do or don't understand yet, encourages students to think about underlying maths and the patterns in this. Pink, problem solving. These questions get students to apply their understanding to problem solving questions in different contexts, practice problem solving strategies, and begin to lay groundwork for GCSE exams. Purple, each lesson ends with exam practice. This features questions modified from real GCSE exam papers. Each of these exam questions is presented alongside an exam feedback section, which consists of relevant guidance from examiner reports or grade indicators which have been informed by results plus data. Purposeful Practice books also contain mixed exercises which bring together topics to encourage students to make links between mathematical concepts across topics and make sure that the topics aren't learned in isolation. With the disruption to schooling over recent months, we know your priority is to get learners back into classrooms safely, re-establish the routine of learning, and get students back on track. At Pearson, we have a range of free and paid-for resources to support you with this transition and help your students bounce back, make progress, and boost confidence this term. Catherine Pate and Dr. Naomi Norman, the Pearson Edexcel GCSE 9-1 Mathematics series editors, have outlined some of the ways the second edition student books and Active Learn digital service can help. You can find out more on the Pearson website. Here are some of their suggestions. Thinking mathematically and working together. For example, using the mixed exercises, problem solving and reasoning questions in every lesson, the extend section in each unit, and the deep learning activities that help students make connections between different areas of mathematics might help ease students back into maths learning, with some collaborative problem solving based on topics students have already learned. Revising or reorganising your scheme of work. The interactive schemes of work on Active Learn allow you to change the order of teaching topics and alert you if a topic requires prior knowledge that you will not yet have taught. Identifying knowledge gaps. Progress and Assess has an end-of-unit test for every unit, which you can use to identify individual students' strengths and weaknesses. The online markbook tracks students' progress and allows you to identify where individual or whole class interventions are needed. The check-up test in each chapter groups questions by topic to identify the specific areas where students need support. Filling the knowledge gaps. The Strengthen section in each chapter provides structured support for students to work at their own pace on the topics they need to revisit. Active Learn homework for each lesson gives extra practice and consolidation. Active Learn videos demonstrate worked examples, showing how to tackle questions and show working. Moving on with new learning. The tried and tested chapter structure of lessons with check-up tests, formative assessment, and then strengthen or extend allows students to personalise their learning and get the right level of support to strengthen their understanding and apply it in a range of problems. You can be confident that Pearson Edexcel GCSE 9-1 Mathematics 2nd edition will help get students back on track and consolidate their learning, thus giving the best preparation for GCSE and beyond.